How do we make our dance community safe from all kinds of predators? Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Rasa the dancer is here. Today's topic I believe is important. All of us who dance, doesn't matter what it is, partner dance mostly, salsa, bachata, kizomba, you name it. It's a beautiful thing. We have a wonderful community. Majority of the time it's just absolutely joyful and everybody's super respectful and you make a lot of friends and it's a wonderful community. That's the majority of it. But as the popularity of things like sensual bachata and other dances as well grew and expanded, so did some of the unpleasant things that might happen on the dance floor. So we do have, it's not the majority at all, but we do have a lot of people coming in and not knowing the etiquette and slightly disrespecting their partner, sometimes without even realizing. And a small percentage, we do have some people coming into the dancing for the wrong reasons, and they're bad people. So we have levels of the things that could happen. Some generally because they don't know any better. Some definitely know what they're doing. But it is growing and there's more going on of that because the scene is growing too fast for everybody to understand what's going on. So I will be addressing a couple of these things and what I think is appropriate thing to do to keep our community safe. Okay, if you've been in this channel for a while, you know I speak very direct, but it always comes from the very good place in my heart. But I truly believe people need to just be completely honest. I'm not very politically correct situation person, but I really think I come from the right place. But that's what the comments are there for. If you disagree with me, feel free to let me know. And if I read it and I think you're right, I will raise my hand and I'll say, hey, you are right, okay? But this is what I think. It isn't the same for men and women. Do men get sexually inappropriate situations from women on the dance floor? Sure they do. Of course they do. And some of them like really out there. But it is not the same because as a guy, when you're leading, you choose what moves you're gonna do. Like even when I'm leading, I choose what I'm gonna do. If I feel uncomfortable in the situation, I'm just gonna move into 10 patterns and that's it, you know, and that's it. But as a follower, it's, of course you can also finish the dance and move away when it's super clear that, you know, that's what you should do. But a lot of the times, all of these inappropriate things happen like one little thing at a time, and by the time you realize what is going on, it's kind of like the song is almost finished and you leave the dance floor thinking, well, that was really uncomfortable, but was it me or what? It's much more confusing for us to realize what is going on, and at the same time we don't get to choose the moves. So the person is, you know, throwing you around, doing all these things, and yes, later you thought, okay, I should have just stopped the dance. But to get to that point, it's not always that easy, okay? So I just first and foremost want to stress that I truly believe that a little sexual innuendos to dance partners happens from both sides, female and men. But the worst of it all, come on guys, the ladies get it worse. Okay, so what can we do in order to protect our dancing from all kinds of uncomfortable situations? And we are talking minor still. We're talking about sexual innuendos that might happen in the dance floor. Now, how do you notice these things? You know, if you're dancing a dance and the hand of your partner keeps sliding down and up your back, or the positioning of the hands doesn't seem to be matching techniques you learn in a class. The person's dancing super close and close to your ear or your neck, breathing and making you feel uncomfortable. All of those kind of little moments that creating you a feeling of like this ain't supposed to be this way, and the person is over sexualizing the dance. All of that is not good, but I don't think those people should be banned. What I think is that we should tell promoters about that person. Ask a friend, did you feel the same way? Did it make you feel uncomfortable? Or simple, just if you have the courage, which I do now, I would actually say to that person, this is a little bit too much for me. Did you learn to dance like this in the class, or is this you feeling the music? I would have like a conversation with the person, because a lot of the times, not always, but a lot of the times, they're not even aware that they're doing it. So they whether skip the class, or the teachers didn't pay too much attention to what they are doing, or maybe somebody even said that this is okay. You get all kinds of confirmation bias from different situations. So I would actually suggest we whether talk to the person directly and say, hey, this is a little bit much. Where do you get this kind of, information from? Number two, if you don't feel comfortable with that kind of, direct conversation with the person, go to the promoter and say, listen, this guy seems to be, or this woman seems to be a little bit creepy to me. Just wanted to let you know, and maybe you heard more feedback like that, and maybe you'll pay attention, or maybe they could have the conversation with that person. You know what I mean? Or you could actually ask your friends, the people who dance with that person, did you feel the same way? And well, I felt that way, but if you didn't, but just be aware that just how I felt and whatever. So spread that kind of knowledge. But I don't think that person should be banned, because as I say, there are people who should be, but a lot of these people is from lack of understanding of what is appropriate in our scene, dance scene. That's why they do it. Now, I truly believe there are certain things that are unquestionable. So if you are in a dance event and somebody asks you to dance and grabs your ass, you can come to the promoter, tell them, and then we're gonna kick them out. Simple as, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that is just like, or if somebody is like, groping you or something, come, we'll kick them out. I mean, whoever is brave enough to start groping you on a dance floor, out. If somebody is being borderline groping, you tell them to stop and they keep on doing it, we kick them out. Simple as. You don't need to like walk around and be like, listen everybody, this guy, just come to the promoter directly, say, I've been groped by that person, we're gonna go and kick them out. It's simple as. As I say, when things are questionable, whatever, we might have a conversation with them, right? Did you know that you made that person feel uncomfortable? Do you understand that the way you dance like this is inappropriate? But if somebody is literally coming in and just groping, out. That means that person came there for the right reasons in his mind. Oh, I'm going there because I've seen these videos. This is allowed, and this is how it's going down here. And we don't tolerate it. So I really think there are levels. But if somebody's being blatantly inappropriate, out, no problem. It's just sometimes, one person might have one experience with that person, the other person has a different experience. So one person would say, oh, the person dances too close, makes me feel uncomfortable. The other one person says, oh, I love how they dance. This is when it becomes, like, it's a different conversation. It becomes a little bit different. That's why we wouldn't want to start spreading the word that this person is inappropriate or something. We would want to let them know that you feel uncomfortable with it. Or you would tell the promoter, and the promoter goes talk to them and say that, listen, you have to judge the situation better. Some would like it, some would not, or whatever. So that's when but if somebody is being literally groping you on the dance floor and you are uncomfortable and you tell them, or even if you don't tell us, no questions asked. And then you can spread the word. Put the picture on Facebook and say, this guy groped me. I have no problem with that. So I think as well that teachers, promoters, organizers are holding the biggest responsibility to controlling the situation, because we know the most about the culture of dance and the community and how important it is, and what is appropriate and what is not, and how to deal with those situations. So also it's like we setting up some people to have a wrong impression. For example, on Instagram, all of these couples that are uploading videos of wearing thongs and rubbing each other's faces and rubbing each other's bodies and doing it super like sexualized, just to promote themselves. I get the promotion and everything, and it's nothing to say about your dancing, but the other person who's never danced bachata, they look at that video and they think that's how you dance bachata. Then they come into these events and they start doing these things to people, and there's nowhere to hide from them because they don't attend enough classes to get the idea, and also they don't understand the culture and the community, and that you don't do this with random people. You only do this maybe with somebody you know, and even then I would never do this. But different people have different levels of acceptance. However, my point is, if I am uploading all of these things and I am promoting thongs and rubbing and touching the faces, what do you expect to come into the dancing? The people who's searching for that, not the people who actually love the dance. And also, when you already have your classes, talk about the culture. There's so many times you're teaching moves, but you don't necessarily teach the history of dance, or you don't teach of etiquette on a dance floor. What is appropriate, what is not, things like that. And as a promoter as well, if you see something going on, you want to have like maybe some posters saying, oh, we don't do this and that, or like don't get in trouble. There's so many cheeky ways to say be appropriate in my events. But when the event is really big, we can't, of course, look after everybody. So that's when you have to come and talk to us if something happens. But I think we hold a lot of responsibility on what's going on. If you're already subscribing to this channel, I'm sure you agree we want to keep our dance community safe, and we want to keep everybody educated about what is appropriate, what is not. But also it's our responsibility to not be extremely judgmental and understand that a lot of the times things happen not from a bad place. So for us to have conversations with people what we think is appropriate or not, it helps other people to hear the things they might not be hearing in classes. Having communications with your teachers and promoters and stuff, or the things that is happening and what you think could be done better, is an important conversation to have. And I think having the courage to say, if somebody is really inappropriate, to say, no, it also is important, but of course not everybody has the courage to do so, right? So let's keep our community safe, and in the comments let me know if you agree with all of these things that I've said, and is there something else that you think I should think about and talk about more? Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'm gonna leave you with more videos about the dancing.